Black Lightning is so fantastic. This week's episode featured not only the rescuing of Lynn, but a moment for each character to shine. The first half of the episode is build up, while the second half is all payoff. It's bridged for roughly a 5-minute sequence in the middle where the characters are en route to Markovia. This little chunk is such a solid, intense piece of TV work, and it is great. You get to see all these characters who have issues with someone else on that plane, or they're in love with someone else on that plane, but they have to work together for the greater good. They're forced to work together, and it makes you realize how big and sprawling this cast has gotten, and how many side plots and baggage that these characters have. If anything, it seems like we're heading up to a great finale for these first 3 seasons overall. But to start, Jefferson had to both face down someone who could take him down, Gravedigger, played by the very talented Wayne Brady, and he had to suck up his ego to help Tobias get out. And Tobias ends up getting away regardless. Lynn managed to get the upper hand thanks to Greenlight, and was able to meet Jennifer halfway to her rescue. Jennifer was not only balancing both guys in her life by trying to keep them focused on the mission at hand, she was also kicking some butt while on a mission to save her mom, and she got some really good scenes. With her, Khalil finally decided to attempt to be a hero, even when others didn't think that he could or should be. But he stepped up to be the hero, but he ultimately got a great beatdown from Gravedigger. He held his own for as much as he could, but he just didn't have the experience that Gravedigger did. Anissa was at odds with Khalil as well, but she put her ego aside, again, just like everybody on this mission, and worked with not only Grace, who has a great sequence where she shapeshifts, but also a new meta, Erica, who's been around for most of the season, who has the power to exert extra energy. Each character got their moment to shine, particularly during the second half of the episode where they're rescuing Lynn and Tobias. This also includes TC, who has become a favorite of mine. Like, he's a really cool character and his ability is very unique to him. And even Brandon, but Brandon couldn't put aside his ego for the broader mission because Dr. Jace is particularly the reason his mother is dead, as far as we know. So he put everybody at risk just because he couldn't control his ego. To me, this episode is just the best of the series because there is so much payoff. Brandon hit ahead at his arc, Lynn hit ahead, Jefferson, Jennifer, even Gamby all had major progress in their story. Tobias even, who had been laying down and sitting down for the entire episode because he'd been captured. But after 3 seasons of teasing this Markovian war, this episode is a great way to kick that off. It feels like this is the end of a trilogy of films, a trilogy of movies that have been building towards this climax, and we have not just 3 movies, we have 3 seasons built to this final war, and I am just ready for it. This episode was a 10 out of 10 for me. I can't say more than enough great things about this show. It's just continually stepping each other, and the stunts are good, the visuals are good, the acting is good. Particularly Cress Williams was doing some really fine work this episode because Jefferson's showing a real vulnerability because he's facing life and death potentially with his family. But with all appearing well at the end of the episode, what do you think of the episode overall, and what do you predict for the final episodes? Let me know down below.